Pure pen perspective. The Pure Pen Perspective. Woo! Hello, everyone, and welcome to yet another episode of the Pure Pen Perspective. On today's episode, we're going to actually be talking about the Pilot G2 Metallic Gel Roller. And this particular one is the 0.7 thickness in millimeters. And yeah, this is actually, it's a pretty decent pen. However, it is not quite a pen that I myself have used to death. And so that to me is a red alert, red alert, red alert. This is not the best of the best pens. And so if I remember correctly, the reason why I have not used this to death, because it is in fact a purple pen. And so you all know that purple is my bias. And so typically I kill all the purple pens that I own. This one in particular, I definitely started using. However, if I remember correctly, the problem I was having with the Pilot G2s, I don't know if this is a problem with just the metallics, because I don't think I've had the other set of pens, but as far as the metallics are concerned with the Pilot G2s, I think it just ends up skipping. It goes well for a while, and then all of a sudden it just starts skipping a lot, and I was just getting frustrated, and so that's why I just stopped using it altogether, because although I like the coloring, I'll try to do a little sample for you guys. I really do like the color. Let me see. I'm sorry, you can't see that. I like the color. I'm not the biggest fan of like how it goes on, but I do really like the color. I think it's a nice shiny color. It's also dark enough so that it comes up on a lot of paper. But the main problem is that the more you use it, I believe the more it skips. And so it just like kind of just like runs out after a while. Let's see if it'll do it. It probably won't because I'm calling it out. But I mean, if I could zoom in, you could see a little bit of what I was talking about. There's just like a little bit of like light skippage happening around over here, right towards the bottom parts of it. You can see just like little tiny bits of skip. And so that's why I definitely couldn't never give this particular pen a 10 out of 10. However, I do still like the color of it. I like the metallics. This particular set was the pure metallic set. And so I'm going to put a link to it in the description. However, this is not really a pen that I would recommend. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. This is not quite something that I would just actively recommend to you guys, because as far as note taking is concerned, we're all about the pure pen perspective, right? And so we're about practical pens, not just pretty pens. So if this was the pretty pen perspective, then I would probably give this a 9 out of 10 because it's purple and it's metallic and that's beautiful. However, this is the pure pen perspective. So we're talking about pens in terms of practicality here. I should rename this the practical pen perspective. And so if I was going to use this to take notes, I think initially I'd be fine, but I take a lot of notes, so I think it would just be frustrating to constantly have to like scribble to the side to see if it'll continue writing smoothly. I just need a pen that's just consistently smooth. So I would have to say for the Pilot G2, also just sidebar, you guys know that I write really, really small. This is a 0.7, which is usually a thicker size for the thickness of the pen than I would enjoy. I typically go with the 0.5s. However, the 0.7 works in this pen. It's not too thick. It's still good if you have smaller handwriting, just might not be the best thickness. I think for me personally, with someone with small handwriting, I go with the 0.5s, but I went with the 0.7 and it did not impact my handwriting at all. It's still pretty darn good. However, the pen itself, not the best. And so, like I said, I cannot really give it a very, very high rating, but I can't give it a very low rating because it's still pretty. You know, it still gets that pretty privilege. Let's get a little bit of pretty privilege going on for Pilot over here for the G2. So I think overall, the pure pen perspective rating for this one is going to have to be... Oh, I can't grab things with this, but it's going to have to be a 7.5 out of 10. So that is my pure pen perspective rating for the Pilot G2 metallic gel pen, gel roller that is 0.7 at the tip. I think that is a pretty fair rating considering that I can't really take too many notes with it consistently, and I take a lot of notes. So for practicality is why it had to be docked so many points, but it still gets that pretty privilege, so I had to bump it up by like, really in actuality, the pure pen perspective rating would probably be a 7 out of 10, but for the pretty privilege that it gets that extra 0.5 boost. So I'm going to give it a 7.5 out of 10. This has been my pure pen perspective. What do you think this pen actually deserves? Let me know if this is one of your favorite pens. If you are interested in purchasing this pen, again, probably wouldn't recommend, but if you are interested, I will put a link in the description to an Amazon link, but you can get this. Oh, actually, I'm not too sure if you can get this in stores regularly because it is specifically the metallics, but I will say I personally purchased this one at Walmart, so you probably can get it in stores at any like office supply store or in Walmart or Target, but I'm not too sure because I've had this for several years now, and it's, like I said, not the regular G2s, but the metallic set is what I got. So good luck finding it, but if you can't find it outside, then you can actually just click the link and it'll take you to an Amazon page that still has the metallic G2s. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Let me know, what is your favorite pen right now, and what would you rate this pen if you've ever used it? Because I think 7.5 is fair. It actually might be, it's probably a little bit too high to be honest, but I give it a solid 7.5 because it's pretty. Look at that pretty privilege that it gets. So once again, let me know. This has been the Pure Pen Perspective. I hope you have a wonderful, beautiful, pen-filled day. Pen drop.